Hello, welcome to Working Crass Podcast. That's Lauren.
Ayo.
And I'm Joshua. Ayo. We were talking about the fact that we were both teachers at, certain points in our lives. And we've talked about it on the podcast a little bit before. We've mentioned it. Listeners, long-time listeners will know.
Mm-hmm.
The Crass Wipes will know that we were both at one point teachers. I taught elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
You taught college students.
Mm-hmm.
And behavior-wise, exact same.
Yeah, just about.
Pretty much exact same.
Yeah.
I showed Lauren a video of my students and what it was like to teach my class.
And they're literally running around the room.
It was a single kid just breakdancing, and the kids like circled around him watching. I was like, that was my teaching. I don't know if I've ever told the story about. I know I told the story about the kid with the chicken and what he did with it over summer vacation, but I used to read like funny books to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's this book called A Book with No Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And it teaches kids about the importance of reading books that aren't picture books, because
Mm-hmm.
they can be just as wacky and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes the teacher who reads it, or the librarian who reads it, or whatever, say a bunch of like wacky, like, I'm a crazy robot and I do and the kids
Mhm.
go, wow, I've never seen teacher talk like that. I guess books without pictures are pretty cool after all. That's the purpose of the book. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I read this book to them. And I love reading it because I do comedy on the side. So I love working the crowd, making them laugh,
Yeah.
doing a little crowd work. Are you two dating?
You ever been with a black guy before? Is that what you do?
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Does he go down on you? No? That's ridiculous. Anyway,
I feel like that's a go-to for all crowd work
yeah, the
stuff.
yeah, the dating and a black person and a white person are sitting right next to each other. Look out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I do some crowd work on these kids. No, I do feel like that always helped me when we were doing like live comedy shows a lot, though, was the teaching. Like, I mean,
To
I'm
try all
literally
your jokes out on your students first.
no,
and
no,
then
no,
you-
no, 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 none of the jokes. It just helps. Like if you're a person that has stage fright and you have to get over that while you're on stage doing
Oh,
comedy,
Oh yeah.
it's like that you're focused in on that. But I don't have any like
To an-
problem with being in front of groups of people, because I've had to like try to get my message across to children who don't give a shit. That's way harder than talking to a group of adults. When you talk to a room full of adults, most of the time they all listen. They actually like will listen to what you have to
Yeah.
say for a little while. Kids, you have to like be interesting enough for them to actually listen to you and not be distracted and just start talking louder than you and be more interesting, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got to work to impress a room of 9-year-olds.
oh yeah, definitely.
Same with college students, like freshmen
Oh yeah.
who like think they're too
You go,
cool.
ayo.
I go, what's up?
Oh my God. You walk in the classroom, you go, oh, you're all here today, huh? Bet. That's awesome.
Yeah, I talk in memes
Yeah.
to my students.
So anyway, I read this book. It's killing. I'm making them all laugh. They
Yep.
love me. I'm hilarious.
You're murdering.
I'm murdering up there,
Mhm.
And I closed the book, and they're all laughing. This one little girl goes, okay, now I have a story, mister. I won't say my last name on this podcast, but she goes, I have a story, mister. I go, okay, go ahead, tell your story. And she goes, once upon a time, Mr. Teacher farted in a lake and had no friends. The end. And all the kids laughed way harder at her story than they did mine. And I was pissed. I was like, this is my time on stage, you little bitch. I just fucking cleared this room. I just killed. And you go up with that hack material and you do better than me, you fucking bitch. Riding on my coattails, you goddamn whore. I was so mad. But she killed.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, She put in the work. She wrote the material, and it killed those kids. For weeks afterwards, kids were coming in. Remember when she said you farted in a lake and had no friends? It's funny because you have no friends. Mr. Teacher.
That's going to be on your tombstone.
He had no friends and he farted in a lake. It's crazy to me to think that there's kids out there. This is insane to me that there's kids out there that might potentially grow up and then I'll meet them someday somewhere and they go, "You are my music teacher and you farted in the lake." No, just that anybody would see me as like their teacher is it's very strange idea to me. It would be like me running into one of my elementary school teachers and I would go, "Oh, I don't remember you." Because I don't remember any of them. I don't remember their names. I don't remember what they look like. I'm real bad with that stuff. I can only remember like maybe my middle school teachers onward.
Yeah. I feel like I've only run into one of my students outside of campus. And that they were working as like a valet.
Yeah.
I think at like a restaurant downtown. And we just you and I just happened to be like taking a walk and we walked by the
Sometimes I'll
place.
see, and when we're walking around in Chicago, sometimes I'll see like a touring like family, like a family down on Michigan Avenue or whatever, little Mexican family with like a small little Mexican child, and I'll go, I think that's one of them. But I could just be mix them all. I could be pulling a Byron. I'm mixing them all.
Yeah, you just walk by all of them and whisper in their ear just in case. I do have friends, and I've never farted in a lake. Just for good measure.
But there are some just adorable kids. I'm like, I swear you were one of my students. It's not every Mexican kid I see. It's some certain little Mexican kids that look like my students. I have in a Walmart over by that school at the year, like right after the summer after I quit teaching, because we stayed in Texas for that summer, and then at the end of the summer we moved here. And
your students ran into you?
This little girl, she's with her family, and she goes, "That's my teacher! Hey, Mr. Teacher!" Like shouting. And I was like, "Hello."
Yeah.
Not anymore. Bye.
Yeah.
But
that's always crazy to see your run into your teacher, like when you were a little kid, to like run into your teacher outside of school because
it is weird.
You believe like they lived at the school.
By the way, I would recommend anybody who wants to teach, but you're worried about like dealing with the parents, because that's always like a horrible part of teaching, like having to deal with the parents, because parents get mad, parents get very protective of their kids, everything. I'd recommend teaching kids whose parents don't speak English, because they don't talk to you ever.
That's the loophole.
That's the loophole. No parent ever came and talked to me. I'd introduce myself to the parents. Go, "Hi, my name is Mr. blah, blah, blah." And they'll shake my hand, they'll smile, and go, "Oh," but they never, they can't go anything past that. The majority of my students were immigrants from Mexico. I won't say legal or illegal. But let's just say in 2016 they were all very scared. I did have students go, "Mr. Teacher, why does Donald Trump hate us?" And I go, "'Cause you're here illegally." No. I just go, "All right, let's focus on music. I'm not talking about that. Let's talk about quarter notes. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
you're like,
4.
How many quarter notes can we fit on this wall?
Why
and then they all start crying.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Come on, everyone. Build a wall of quarter notes.
Oh, man.
"Mr. Teacher, why does Donald Trump hate us?" "Because each of us is a flower growing in life's garden." Come on, kids. Each of us is a flower. We need the sun and rain. Oh my God. Because ram sam sam, ram sam sam, gooly 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 ram sam sam. Oh my God.
Meanwhile, they're asking you to explain why their parents have been deported, and you just have to keep singing those dumb songs.
I had a lot of students whose parents were in jail, and and both of parents, and so they'd be raised by like a grandma or like a cousin or whatever, and a lot of like deaths in their family. Every single time I would ask, "What did you do this summer?" I'd always get one kid that's like, "I went to Disney World and I saw I saw Spider-Man and oh, my grandma, she died." And then kids around will go, "Oh, Mr. Teacher, my grandpa, he died too." And then another kid will go, "Well, me too," and go, "Oh, my cousin, her name Corlita, and Mr. Teacher," and I go, "Yeah." She died. I just have to go.
And gully, 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 run, some.
Sidagi maravillosa. Come on, kids. Shea gincantos mil.
Oh, that's so uncomfortable.
She died. Oh, I'm so sorry. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Sing along, kids. Everyone after me. Oh! Let's do vocal warm-ups. God, I hated that. And the worst is like, having those kids in those, the shitty situations at home, and they're exposed to like all different types of culture that you wouldn't expose children to. They listen to rap music at home. They listen to cool music. They listen to awesome fucking music, but, they come to my class. It's music class, and we all go, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. And the kids would ask me like, "Mr. Teacher, can we do real music?"
And then you go, much too good for children.
Oh my God. I go, the good music's for the legal citizens. Sorry. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day.
Just the Asian students. That's terrible. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell.
Oh, man. Anyway, well, I talked about teaching. Did you have any teaching stories you wanted to share?
No.
Well, in that case, I talked about teaching for a reason, because our first story today is, I'm going to be honest, something I wish would have happened in my class just to cheer me up, and maybe I would have stuck with the profession if this would have been the type of day that I had. This was here in Illinois.
Nice.
After student comes to class in blackface, parents say Lakeview School needs serious intervention. 2 parents at Inter-American Magnet School, which has 15 black students and no black teachers, say school leaders have not done enough to educate students about the racist incident. I'll say this, that's a very low number of black students and black teachers. My school, very different. Very different demographics. They would not have gotten away with wearing blackface at the school.
Yeah.
And I doubt this student got away with doing this as well. Not that anybody should get away with it. I think death penalty for blackface. I think we've walked by this school. This is on Waveland. Yeah, we've definitely walked by this.
We probably walked by there.
I actually think this is the one that's over by a really nice house that I used to walk dogs at when we first moved here. I know exactly where this is. Parents want administrators, staff, and students at a Northside school to receive anti-racism training after a middle schooler wore blackface as part of a Halloween costume Tuesday. Why did the staff and all the students have to take a anti-racism class? Why not just the middle schooler who wore blackface?
Yeah.
What, everyone's got to do it? Did everyone wear blackface? No. Well, then maybe.
But did everybody high-five the kid? We don't know. We weren't there.
We weren't there. I don't know. The seventh grader came to Inter-American Magnet School. There's the address of the school. Dressed as Madea, a black grandmother portrayed by Tyler Perry. Now, how do we know this isn't just innocent? This kid just likes the Madea films. He didn't know. Nobody told him. Let me tell you something. Actually, when I was in middle school, we were going to go on a band trip. This was the first band competition I was ever supposed to go on. I played saxophone, and we were told to wear black shoes. Now, I thought these shoes were black, but they were actually dark brown, and I wasn't allowed to go, and I cried all day, and my parents went up to the school and put the shoes on the desk of the principal, and they go, "These look black to us." But anyway, that's outside of the point.
And you think this kid was like, he just wanted to be a Tyler Perry character, but he didn't think it was black, but the school was like, "You are black."
Yeah, you're wearing blackface. Yeah. And the kid had no idea. It was an innocent mistake by a child. Just like my poor, sweet, innocent mistake of wearing the wrong shoes.
It could happen to anybody.
Anybody could just pull out some fucking shoe polish and start wiping it on your face. Next thing you know, you look around, everyone's mad at you. It's an innocent mistake.
Look,
you know how many mornings I've woke up, shown up at work, and I go, "Oh no, I left all the shoe polish on my face."
I mean, there's been a number of days where I roll out of bed and I go, "God damn it, I'm Madea again."
I almost spit that water all over the studio.
Yeah.
God damn it, I'm Madea again. The student wore the blackface makeup through the majority of the day, washing it off at some point in the afternoon, said Janae Dodson, parent of another seventh grader. Non-black performers wore blackface, and it gives the history of why blackface is wrong.
Okay, good. We got some context.
Yeah, we get some context. Just so everyone listening knows, non-black performers wore blackface in mid-19th century minstrel shows to mockingly portray enslaved black people. We all know this, and we all understand this. And that's the historical context of it. That's why people get upset about it. I don't think this seventh grader showed up trying to mockingly portray an enslaved black person. I think they just wanted to be Madea. I think they just wanted to show up and go, what is it she says? What is it?
Well, she says boo a lot.
Boo? No, is there something that she says and it's a goofy way of saying it? I don't remember.
Clearly, we don't watch enough Madea.
I haven't seen a single Madea. I've only seen impressions of Madea. I've only seen white kids dressed up as Madea doing Madea impressions. Dodson said her son talked to the classmate and told his mother he didn't think the child was purposefully racist, just unaware. Oh, that's fair. Dodson said she does not hold any animosity toward the child.
All right.
However, the child and everyone at the school needs to sit through some anti-racism training. That's important. You're all racist. Here's the problem. Also, they're calling it anti-racism training.
I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say maybe they had this anti-racist training, like they had it prepared, and they were just waiting for a chance to use it. And they were like, all right, roll it out.
And they went to this kid the day before, and they go, "Hey, can you put a little blackface on before you come to school tomorrow so we can justify this anti-racism training?"
Turns out the kid was an undercover Fed.
Here's what makes people mad about the anti-racism training and anti-racism rhetoric is you can't, you don't got a better name for it. When you tell somebody that they need anti-racism anything, the implication is I'm calling you a racist, right? So telling the entire staff you need anti-racism training is basically telling the entire staff, I think you're racist. And it might be true of some of the staff. It very well might be true that some of the staff has some form of racism that they're portraying in everyday life. It's not the best approach to get them to want to take your training or want to listen to your point of view is to go, well, this is the anti-racist. If you want to be a racist, go ahead and don't take it. But it also, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it also goads a lot of people into just
doing it
blindly.
Listening to
anything that's under that umbrella, even if some of that ends up, creating deeper divides between people.
Which a lot of people say that it does. There's a lot of people who are doing diversity trainings that or not necessarily diversity trainings, but doing trainings on respecting your coworkers that are coming in and doing repair work for companies that had anti-racism trainings that ended up seeding division in their employees.
Right.
And there's people like that are now making a profession and trying to help like reverse the damage that those have done,
Right.
because it focuses people in on like the focus of the school should be to equally educate every student and give every student equal opportunity and help, like, and I think that that's good when you start to invite like, well, you know, race and politics into it. I'm not saying that you should never discuss race and it should be hidden and put away in a closet, but if it's hyper focused on, it creates division and seeds hate. It has to, everything has to be a balance. When everything's focused in on one thing, that's what causes these arguments, because it becomes a very left and right, right and wrong, black and white, for lack of a better term, argument, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not against people taking like training that teaches them the context of the racial differences in America and how that affects other people. I'm not against even having that conversation. It's just when it's hyper focused on and it's the most important thing. That's what gives fodder to people on Fox News that go, these fucking crazies are trying to hypnotize your kids into sucking black wieners and cocks. Is that why you send your kids to school? You know, like, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying. It's like it gives fodder to people who want to oppose it. Anyway, I don't know how funny that is, but you know what's funny? This 7th grader dressed as Madea showed up at school. Oh man. The administration missed their opportunity to discuss this with students and explain to them why it's not appropriate to do, she said. They could have called him in and simply told him, hey, this is not acceptable. But aren't these kids going to open up the news the next day and see the kid in the news and know it's not acceptable to do? Don't these kids have parents that before they leave the door, isn't it like a little bit the parents' responsibility to tell your kid before they go to school, hey, maybe wipe the shoe polish off?
Yeah.
How is that the school administration's responsibility?
Yeah.
I
agree. I think parents should keep an eye on their children and whether or not they've left the house looking like Madea or not. It's very easy to spot.
Yeah. And then you could have actually went to his classroom and had the conversation with students that had seen him. Instead, he stayed at school with that on his face.
What if it's just this child is like, no, I identify as Madea. This is like their thing. Oh, that just complicates it all.
Just imagine like a administrative employee at a school going into the classroom and, you know, just going, now, kids, I want to talk to you about an incident that we had earlier today. And I know how some of you might be feeling hurt and scared. You remember the boy that was in here that was dressed as Madea, and half the kids go, oh, yeah, I loved that. Madea was awesome.
Yeah.
He walked in the class and said, I'm so happy to be at Skirl today. It was awesome. Not saying that any kid should do that, and I'm not saying it's awesome. It's just a joke. Kids like goofy costumes and they love funny voices. I'm just saying. As a matter of fact, Madea, perfect movie for children. Perfect. They love when someone dresses up as every character and they go, it's the same guy, that's Goofy. The boy's playing a girl. He said the word a funny way. Principal Juan Zayas sent an email to all inter-American parents and guardians informing them of the bias-based Halloween costume. Bias-based Halloween costume?
Well, it was biased, and it was also kind of based.
Oh, my God. I want to make it abundantly clear that bias-based behavior has no place at Inter-American and will not be tolerated, he said in the email. We'll be reminding our students and staff of this at school, and we ask you that you reinforce this message at home. Bias-based is a really weird way. Just at that point, just say racist.
Yeah.
Bias-based?
Yeah, let's...
This is the soft racist. You know how George Carlin has the bit about like the language just changes to become softer and softer and softer. Well, it's hit racist and now it's bias based.
Yeah.
The word racist is too triggering for these parents.
Yeah. Yep. I just don't understand how the kid walked in like you said, I don't know how he left his house without the parents going, "What the hell are you doing?" But also like as soon as the kid walked in through the school doors, at least in my elementary school, there used to be like people right at the front.
Oh yeah.
Like a teacher who was like the drop off assigned teacher to like check to make sure students are getting into the school okay.
In middle school and high school, every girl I had a crush on got sent home for wearing shorts that were too short. Now, were those two things tied together? I don't know. But I'm just saying. A lot of them got sent home for not having their shorts at fingertip length or whatever.
Yeah, this is a good point. Teachers can spot out when a pair of shorts doesn't touch your fingertips, but they can't identify a child in Madea face.
Right, exactly. I would think that, like, of the dress code, there's so many rules of the dress code, blackface isn't in there anywhere. Shouldn't be like, maybe no blackface.
Yeah. I would just assume that.
Anytime you see a new rule that's added, you're like, "What? Who broke that rule?" That like,
Bill Maher.
Yeah, that they had to add. Oh, yeah. But you know what I'm saying. You read a dumb rule and you're like, "Oh wow, what idiot had to like fuck this up to make that rule?" Yeah. Well, that's it. You're looking at the dress code. It says no blackface. They go, "What kid would show up in school in blackface?" And they're like, "Well, this kid did, and that's why we had to add the rule."
Ralph came as Madea, and it was a thing.
Oh my God! Now here's.
But surely there was a teacher standing right at that entryway, or like some adult.
Yeah, and they said, "Sup, Madea?" High five.
And see, that's why they're making the whole school do the training stuff, because everybody was cool with it.
That's fair. That's fair. Now, if I was a teacher, would I say anything at all?
Remember, silence is violence.
I worked with so many other great teachers, very opinionated teachers, and many teachers of color. And I say they would absolutely have taken care of it. I'm not needed. What is the white man's voice going to add to this conversation? Send the kid to my class. I'll take a picture of him, put it on Instagram, and go, "This was hilarious." And then I keep my mouth shut, and I don't need to contribute. I'll let the other teachers take care of the blackface kid. I just need to. Hey kids, ram sam sam, ram sam sam.
You just gotta try to get through the day without cracking a smile.
Kid shows up in blackface in my class. I go, "If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you're Madea and you know it, clap your hands. Go to the office.
Go to the office. Pose for my picture."
Yeah.
Now I like this. Non-black students at Inter-American, and then they interject here, a school with 15 black students and no black teachers, according to state data. Now, let me say, the one thing more racist than wearing blackface to school is counting the amount of black people in the school. Don't you think?
I mean,
once you go in there, you start counting them. You're like,
once you start counting, there's no turning back.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely up on the list of things that may fall into the yes category.
I don't know if they still do this. I know that they did this for Texas school districts, and I don't know if it's like every state does this, but you used to, like, there was government websites that would give you the breakdown of the race of each school, like every school, and you could look into that. And I'm pretty sure it's only ever used by racist parents to go, I ain't sending you to that one, I ain't sending you to that one, I'm sending you to this one. Is that really the only purpose for it? Because that's all I ever saw it used for.
I mean, it's definitely one of the uses.
I always, ever since I was a kid and I saw those, I always kind of like scratched my head, like, why did they publish that? Like, why is that?
You just went, the
fuck
is
this? The fuck?
What the hell?
But they said non-black students at this school have regularly called each other the N-word over the course of the school year. Well, they weren't calling black students that.
I mean, that is a step up.
It's an improvement. Students wait for Braylon.
But was it soft A, hard R?
Oh, well, no. They're saying that students wait for the black student to react to their use of the N-word and intentionally provoke him.
Yeah, that's not good. That's bad.
That's not good.
That's bad.
That's good. Okay, now the students might need a little bit of anti-racism training. But this should have been the title of the article. The kid dressing as Madea. I mean, come on, let the boy have some fun. But these students all getting in a group and using the N-word around the one black student. That's terrible. That's the bigger offense here. That's the unchecked thing that should be the conversation starter.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
Yeah. I'm going to say these are children that are on the internet a little too much.
A little too much, yeah.
That's
this
what I'm thinking.
This is affecting him, she said. I feel like they're doing it on purpose. They're targeting him. He told me they want me to snap. This is what he says. Yeah, it sounds like there's some bullies bullying this one black kid in school.
Yeah,
which, they waited until about halfway through the article to get to the more, like, that's
honestly, that
way better
been at
evidence. Way better evidence that this school has a racism problem.
If you led with that and then went into, and one of the students showed up as Madea, then we'd all be like, all right, yeah, there's a problem going on here.
She says there's
some riffraff at this school.
Yeah. She says they need a serious intervention this is the parent. They need a serious intervention at this point, and it's beyond my understanding how no adults at the school even understood it or recognized or was willing to act on something like this. She said they need DEI training, and they need it bad. Do you agree? I don't know if they specifically need DEI training, especially with the current. I'm just
gonna say this: if they're the type of people who don't recognize when a child is dressed as Madea, or don't stop a group of students shouting the N-word at the one black kid in the school, something leads me to believe that the DEI training is not going to do much for them. They're not going to take to it.
Here's my issue with it, and hear me out, okay? The DEI training, once they get started and they go, hey, using the N-word can have a very negative effect on the black population here at our school. I'm on board. I'm all on board. I understand. And then they'll go, also, we just want to talk a little bit about how capitalism is evil and it should be smashed. And then I go, what does this have to do with the diversity and inclusion training?
Let's stay on subject.
Let's stay on subject about the fact that the students are using the N-word. And then they go, the patriarchy is actually to blame here because... And then you go, okay, I've zoned the fuck out. And isn't that a little bit of what these DEI courses are?
They do devolve into a lot of that, yes.
Yes, 100%. That's my problem with it. If they just did just a normal, what I would think an anti-racism training would be, that's totally fine. But most of these trainings, that's not what they are. They're a little bit more. They go, hey, let me get you on our side by saying some stuff that we can all agree with. Now let me get you on my side for some really heated political topics. Come on over here. Let's get you a little far. Hey, we want to bring you over here on the left. And now that you're over here, let's get you a little further left. Let's get you a little over here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think they should invite Tyler Perry to come and speak at the school.
Boom! That's the answer right there. Tyler Perry as Madea come to the school.
And teach these kids and teachers a lesson. And personally hand this bullied student an award.
You damn kids need to learn some discipline.
Yep. All right. Well, I solved it.
You kids are being downright ignorant. Anyway, well, that's fun. That'll be the next Madea movie. Madea goes to school.
Madea solves racism.
Hey there, Crass Wipes. I just want to take a quick moment to tell you about the best way to support Lauren and I and all of Working Crass Podcast, and that is patreon.com/workingcrasspod. We are making some super funny bonus episodes every single week, putting them out there on Patreon. If you want to check them out, go ahead there, patreon.com/workingcrasspod. We would really appreciate the support. It would really, really help us out because we're broke. We don't have any money. If you're not convinced yet, here's a quick clip of one of our latest episodes. And the teacher took a shit in between periods that then the kids came in the classroom and went, holy hell! What the fuck?
Ooh.
Jesus Christ, what did you do in here? And the teacher blamed it on the previous. Oh, I just had a class in here and there was a student, but knew full well in their mind that it was them. So if you like what you see, go head over to patreon.com/workingcrasspod. We got a lot more of it over there. All right, back to the episode. Well, you know, we've, let's see what else we got to talk about here.
Let's keep going.
Wow, we've gone a pretty long time. But we got to watch something else here. I found this on Instagram. It's completely unrelated. And, you know, I usually, lately, you know, in the episodes we've been recording here, I've had really good segues into the next story. We can just start talking about something, then move to the next thing. It makes sense. I just don't have anything for this one. I just saw a weird thing on Instagram, and I want to show it to you.
All right.
Let me put my headphones on so I can hear it.
All right. It's just something weird you saw on Instagram.
Something weird I saw on Instagram. Hey, Lauren, you want to see something weird? And my apologies, this is on Libs of TikTok, okay? I'm sorry. We're not like a weird right-wing podcast. It's just sometimes this Libs of TikTok, they post some stuff that, you know, it's fucking crazy and it's worth watching and it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go.
Or like, I collect bones, which is an extremely dog-coded hobby. I was telling one of my friends that I literally have a squirrel buried somewhere that I need to unbury for the bones, and they were like, you're literally a dog. Dog-coded is for the things that...
Pause it. My first thing is, this person has the same haircut as, like, the rulers of the Habsburgs Empire.
I don't know what that is.
Look at...
Look up what?
Look up the Habsburgs.
Spell?
H-A... Is it P or is it B? Yeah. And go to images. Go to images. Because there's one that I'm thinking of. That right there. On the far... Yeah.
This?
Yes.
Is that a real person?
Yeah, that's the Habsburg jaw. They, you know, they intermarried and then they ended up with this, like, fucked up jaw.
Oh, damn. And then did they start burying bones in their backyard?
Probably. But that person, their hair, that's their hair, is it not?
Wow, you're totally
Am I
right.
spot on? Put side by side.
Side by side.
Do side by side.
Let me try. Let me see if I can. You really put me on the spot. I'm trying to produce a podcast here. Let's see. Let's open this image in a new tab like that, and then we could put her right next to it, or him, or them, or whatever.
Or pup.
Pup.
Little pup.
There's a little side by side right there.
Get that little pup right next.
That hair.
That's a Habsburg.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
This is a descendant. This person in this video is a descendant of you know, a leader of the Holy Roman Empire. This is what royal inbreeding does.
I'm trying to think of a Habsburg dog pun, but I just can't. I can't find a way to squeeze something dog related into Habsburg. I almost said Habs bacon bits, but that's about it.
I'm sorry I took it to a nerdy place, but I saw the hair and that image immediately came to my mind.
Maybe this episode will be called Habsburg Pup Play.
Little less obvious than me wearing a collar and ears. Like, if you don't like high-pitched noises, dog-coded. I have a very dog-coded yawn, like I squeak. Taking yourself on a little walk when you're stressed is dog behavior. Clearly my objective in entering your friend group is to expose and convert all the puppies. I entered the chat and oops, we're all dogs. If you've ever had cheese by taking a bite straight from the block, that is dog-coded. I shave the sides of my hair short, so I call them my little puppy spots. If you're walking faster than your
my brain is melting and going out of my mouth and out of my ears. I feel I'm getting stupider as I listen. I go, dog coded. What the hell?
Did they say if you take a bite out of a block of cheese,
that's dog coded?
I didn't know dogs ate cheese.
I don't
thought
understand
it wasn't good
this.
for dogs to have dairy.
Like if you drink your water like this.
If you feel the urge to bite the mailman, dog coded.
Dog coded. Yeah. If you lick your own ass, dog coded. And it tastes good too. And it's so tasty too. Tastes like candy.
Friend group and you look back over your shoulder and smile at them to make sure they're behind you still. Dog coded. My friends a bit ago described me as dog-coded, which became like my favorite thing ever, and now I can't stop using it. Specifically, I love pointing out when my friends do something dog-coded. You scare a bird away, dog-coded. You dig a big hole while we're at the beach, dog-coded. Not the sun in my face, hold on. Or like, I collect bones, which is an extremely dog-coded hobby. I was telling one of my friends that I...
Yeah. If you like investigating mysteries with a gang of teenagers and eating snacks and getting scared, dog-coded.
If you say ruh-roh,
it's dog-coded.
If you fuck your cousin, dog-coded.
If you're really good at playing basketball,
dog-coded.
Yeah.
If you always die at the end of the movie, dog-coded.
Dog-coded.
Oh my God.
If a fashion designer wants to make a fur coat out of you and 101 of your family members,
dog-coded.
Dog-coded.
That's so dog-coded.
That's doggone dog-coded. That needs to be the title of the episode.
Doggone dog-coded.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought I'd have more to say about this, Lauren, but my brain melted halfway through watching this. I actually did have a lot of things to say, and then I started to say them. I went deep.
Well, actually, that's dog coded. that's a sign.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this is a really healthy hobby for this person. I'm happy for them. And I think they should continue doing this. I think
good boy.
I would recommend maybe chasing some cars into the street.
Who's a happy boy?
You know?
Yeah, that's super dog coded.
Yeah, super dog
very
coded.
dog coded.
Yeah, I hope you get a lot of legs to hump and a lot of belly scritches.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say.
It's so relatable too. You know, like when you get a little boner, it's like a little red, little pokey thing. That's so dog coded.
Get a red rocket.
Get a little red rocket.
Dog coded.
You know, like when your wiener looks like lipstick. Dog coded. You know, like when you get ticks and fleas. Dog coded.
Yeah.
It's like unrelatable things that nobody else does.
You know when you get heartworm sometimes?
You have to take like a monthly heartworm medicine.
Dog-coded.
You know when you hate getting in the crate because you have to go to the vet? Dog-coded.
You know when sometimes you're afraid of the sound the vacuum makes?
Oh, man. You know how... You know when you're eating the cat poop out of the litter box? Dog-coded.
Yeah, no, this person, I support this. This is good. I I think.
You know when you shit on the floor and someone hits you with a newspaper, puts your nose in it, says bad, bad.
Dog coated.
You know, like when that happens. You know, like when you do that. Oh man. Well, we're gonna wrap it up with that because that was very dog coded, very wild.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that with the world to let people know that exists out there. You know, because some people don't know.
Some people don't know that things are dog coded, but now we know.
Yeah, and not knowing is a little dog coded.
Yeah.
Dogs don't know that this exists out there. So I'd like to tell them now. Ruff, 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 ruff. Oh, boy. How much is that doggy in the window? Come on, kids, sing along. How much is that doggy I see? How much is that doggy in the window? Oh, please buy that doggy.
For me.
Very nice. Lauren, what did you learn today?
I learned that the school that had a student that dressed up like Madea, they don't need DEI training. What they need is dog coding training. They need to know that dressing up as Medea.
Oh, Lord, I'm a dog.
Exactly. Dressing up as Medea for
Medea
Halloween
is a dog.
Is dog coded. That's dog coded. If you feel like dressing up as Medea for Halloween and you're white, dog coded.
Oh, my gosh. This summer in theaters, Medea's Puppy Vacation. Oh, Lord. I'm a damn dog.
I feel like you're just doing that meme of that girl
The
with the
Irma Gerd.
with
But
the
I
goose
can't
bumps,
remember
yeah.
what it is that there is a specific thing that she says, and I just can't remember it. So
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Irma Gerd.
Yeah, you're just
Goose bumps.
Yeah, you're the Irma Gerd girl.
Oh man, what did I learn today? Well, I learned about dog coded things. I learned about the phrase dog coded, and I wish I could unlearn it. I wish I could fucking extract it from my brain because it feels like a goddamn cancer. It feels like a fucking tumor in my head.
Well, once you learn a trick, you never unlearn
Oh
it.
no, that's so dog coded. I'm a dog now.
Mhm.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
Rough, rough.
You learn that this person has the same hairstyle as one of the Habsburgs.
Ruh-roh. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Keep tuning in week after week for more of this dog-coded dogcast. Every week will be a little more puppy-like.
A little more.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Bye.